That's so dramatic, and you guys are probably like, seriously? But like, yeah, okay, yeah. Hey guys, it's Keegan. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are doing my May reset. I cannot believe that May is coming up already. I wanted to get this video out here so we could do our little reset together. In these videos, I always like to go over my budget, my monthly goals, set some new goals, do some cleaning in my apartment, and go over some highs and lows of the month. These are some of my favorite videos to make. I really love them. So I thought we would just hop right into it. Let's go over my budget. So in all these videos, I like to go over my budget, basically my monthly spending of where I spent, where I saved, and we can just review it together. Last month, I talked about how I spent more money than I made, and I realized in April I was doing it again. So at the end of April, I decided to get a money management app to help me with tracking my income and my expenses and to be more money conscious in the future. The app that I'm using is called Empower, and Empower is actually sponsoring this video, so thank you so much to Empower for sponsoring this video. Empower is a money management app that is really easy to use, and it helps people stretch their dollar in between paychecks to save more money, which is exactly what I needed last month. Empower is really great for people that have jobs but sometimes find it difficult to make ends meet between paychecks. Life is so expensive. Gas, rent, utilities, everything, it all adds up. Empower is really cool because they can give you a cash advance up to $250. No interest, no late fees, no credit checks. Super easy to use, takes less than 5 minutes. Empower Cash Advance offers none of the negative impacts usually seen in cash advances, like super high interest rates or late fees. Empower is different because they don't charge you any of that, and they just want to help people make it from paycheck to paycheck, feel less stress, and save money over time. I was talking about how last month I spent more money than I made, so I didn't save any money, and Empower has a really cool feature called autosave. They can help you save money without even thinking of it. It's a really great way to pay yourself first. Basically, you set a savings goal that you'd like to reach every single week. Empower is smart enough to detect when you should be able to save based on your current spending habits. Really cool. You can leave it to Empower to help you figure out when and how much you should save so you're not constantly transferring money back and forth from your checking and your savings. Also, if you guys didn't know, April is financial literacy month. I feel like we're all on our financial journeys, and of course I love sharing mine with you guys in these videos. So if you guys want to check out Empower and Empower Cash Advance, I'll have a link in the description for you guys to check it out. I thought I'd show you guys my account on Empower. Of course, my camera battery died. We're back. Sorry for the angle change. Camera battery was dead. This is what my account looks like on Empower, so you guys can see that I spent over my monthly spending limit. Normally, I don't give myself a monthly spending limit, so it's really cool within the app that you can say, I want to only spend this amount of money and see if you went over it. Obviously, I did go over it. Honestly, that's why I'm really happy to be working with Empower, because I can be more conscious about this in the future because it helps me track my spending and my spending habits. Empower also has this pie chart so you can see what categories you spent the most in. Normally, in these videos, I will manually do this in a spreadsheet. I will input every single purchase that I made and manually categorize it. It's really cool because this links up to all your bank accounts, credit cards, debit cards, all of that stuff, and it will automatically do it for you. I know not everyone wants to use a spreadsheet and manually enter it, so I think this is a really great automatic way of doing it. You guys can see that majority of my expenses were taxes. April is obviously tax month, so I had to pay my taxes. I'm a 1099 employee, which means that taxes aren't taken out of my income, so I have to quarterly pay them and then pay them at the end of the year. So that is why majority of my spending was taxes. And then you guys can see all the different categories here, which is really cool. Business expenses was quite a bit. That was paying my tax accountant. Stuff with my small business, I sell to-do lists. A lot of that was like buying shipping labels and things like that. Shopping was only 4%, which is pretty great. I think I bought like a pair of shoes and maybe a few pieces of workout clothes. Investments, I always invest a little bit of money every single month. I have a Roth IRA that I put a little bit of money into. Really cool because there's the investment category in the spreadsheet that I normally make where I manually enter everything. That would go under standard expenses, but it's really cool to see it broken down like this. I think I prefer it like this. Groceries was only 2%. Personal care was also 2%. Because taxes was such a big part of this month, I feel like the categories percentages are a little bit smaller. Personal care, I put my workout classes in this, and then I got a facial because every single month I've been going to an esthetician to help me with my skin. Health and medical, 1%, that was like my therapy, and then I went to a doctor's appointment. Dining and drinks, only 1%. That's incredible. I made it a goal for the month, I'll talk about this, to eat out less. So I'm pretty proud that only 1% of my spending for the month was eating out. And then bills and utilities, and then gas, entertainment, gifts, and donations is pretty low. Overall, I'm not mad about my spending this month. Obviously, I did spend more than I made because of tax season. But other than that, I feel like I didn't really spend excess amount of money on like clothes or food or shopping or anything like that. So pretty proud of myself. I would love to not spend more than I made again. Definitely will be using Empower to help me spend less than I made next month. I'll keep you guys updated on next month. And again, if you guys want to check out Empower, I'll have a link down below for them. If you guys have watched these videos before, you guys know that I like to set goals for myself every single month, and I have a spreadsheet where I like to track all my goals and see how well I do. As always, I'll have the spreadsheet linked down below for you guys. I think it was like $2. I'm not the creator of it. Go support the creator of it. She's really nice. But I thought we would go over my goals for the past month, see how well I did, and then make some new goals. The month is not over yet, so I still do have time if I really want to. There is the cutest dog outside my window. It's playing fetch. Now it is rolling around. Okay, I need to stop staring. There is still time to really achieve my goals because I'm filming this video a little bit earlier in the month than I typically would. We're not near the finish line of the month just yet, but these were my goals. You guys know I talk about this all the time. My goal is to get splits by the end of the year, so stretch is always on it, and I never freaking stretch. I never do it. I honestly feel like me admitting to you guys that I only stretched twice this month so far is like, I mean, I never snuck out when I was a kid because I was just too afraid of authority and getting in trouble. But if I did, I would imagine the feeling that I feel now of like sneaking out and your parents catching you and just, they're not mad, they're just disappointed. That is what I'm afraid you guys think. Stretch twice. And here's the thing, this is why I feel like I didn't stretch. I did it twice in the beginning of the month, and every single day I would think to myself, I need a stretch today, and I'd be like, well, I did it yesterday, or I did it earlier this week, so like I don't really need to, like I already did it, like it's okay if I miss one day. I thought that every single day, and then it would get to a certain point where I'm like, okay, I guess that wasn't like earlier this week. We'll talk about it for my next goal for the month, but I really didn't do it. Wearing sunscreen, I did decent for this, I have to admit. And then I had some cleaning goals for myself. I really wanted to get better about picking up after myself. I feel like I can be a really big slob and just like set something down, leave it there and just forget about it and leave it there for several days. I wanted to be better about like, instead of just setting something down, putting it away. And I feel like out of all the things, the thing that I was the best at was putting my clothes in my laundry basket, which is such an improvement for me because normally when I shower, I just drop my clothes on the floor and I don't put them in the laundry basket. And I've been so good about this. I feel like these have been the goals that I've really been focusing on, and I think these are the ones that I slayed the most. Posting on TikTok, I tried. I went through a lot this month. We'll talk about it later in the video when I go over my highs and lows. I also did a really good job about not eating out. Like I was really proud of myself that I made most of my food at home. Pretty much I really only ate out on the weekends when I was with friends. I rarely ever ate out on a weekday alone, just myself. I think that's also a reason why I saved some money this month. That was really big for me. I was really proud of myself. It was something that I was very intentional about. Like there were times where I was like, I want to eat out, I don't feel like cooking, but I was like, no, that is one of my goals. I'm gonna stick to it. So there definitely were some more goals that I was more dedicated to than others. And then going outside, I wanted to go outside more in April because April is really beautiful in Arizona, and I just wanted to enjoy the weather before it gets too hot. And I feel like I really did do that. Like I went on a lot of walks outside. I laid by my apartment's pool. I didn't really work outside, which I wanted to do. Maybe in the beginning of May I can do that before it gets too hot. It's already getting very hot. My goals for May, I decided to make less goals so I could be more intentional about the ones that I have set. I think in April, the reason why I kind of flacked on some goals was just I had too many. I think sometimes I go through phases where I have a lot that I want to accomplish and I'm really excited for it, so I'm like very dedicated towards it. And there's other times where I feel very overwhelmed by my goals. And I think in April I felt a little overwhelmed by my goals. I still want to improve myself and grow and be a better person, blah, 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 improve myself, but I think maybe having less goals will help me. So stretch. This is gonna keep being on here and I just need to do it. My thought process of how can I actually achieve this goal this time instead of just keep putting it on here and not doing it is I want to make more of like a nighttime routine. The thing about stretching is I always want to do it in the morning, but I don't actually want to do it in the morning. I really like just getting my day started doing work. Like I don't want to take an extra 10 minutes out of my morning to stretch and touch my toes. Like I don't want to do that. So I always have the thought in the morning of like, okay, I'll do it later tonight before I go to bed. And then I always forget at nighttime. Every single time I'll be laying in bed and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't stretch. But I'm like, it's 11 p.m. Like I need to go to sleep. Like it's just not the priority right now. The priority is going to bed. I think that I'm going to set like a little reminder on my phone to go off around nighttime to stretch. And I'm going to try to have a more established nighttime routine and have stretching be a part of it. That is how I plan to accomplish my goals. I am putting an action plan in place for this goal because clearly just putting it on here and checking it off has not been successful. So we will see at the end of the month how that worked, but I hope it goes well. These two are kind of similar to each other, but in my mind they're different. And the month of May, I really want to focus on relationships, friendships, building them and growing them. This one right here is show support to someone. This could be someone I know, a stranger. Sometimes I feel like putting it on here is like fake, like, oh, I'm like doing it just to check it off. I don't want to do that, but I want to do it more often, and I feel like visually seeing that I can do it more often will be important and helpful for me. So for me, showing support to someone could be like leaving a nice comment on someone's video, texting a friend, telling them that I'm there for them if they need me, DMing someone. I don't know, I just wanted to show support in some way, and it could be really small. The next one is grow a relationship. I feel like whether it's new relationships or relationships that I already had, friendships, I really want to make an intentional effort to like further along my friendships and my relationships in my life. So this could mean like reaching out to someone and text them being like, hey, how have you been today? What's been going on? Or hey, I was thinking about you. I'm gonna go to this workout class. Would you like to join me? Are you free this week to get food? I think that is kind of what I really want to do. That's a really big priority that I want to focus on this month, is relationships with people and just making them stronger. Also wearing sunscreen. I feel like I'm not wearing sunscreen today. Am I? I don't think I am. Did I check it off? I don't remember. Another thing is to do my dishes and empty out my sink. A lot of the times I'll just put my dishes in my sink, let them pile up, then I'll do them. And I want to just end the day with a cleaned out sink, no dirty dishes in there, so that's a goal. And then I want to, of course, continue with the eating out less, because that was a goal that I accomplished. I think it's important to like have a goal that you could do well on, so it encourages your other goals. I think if you're like, okay, if I can do this, and I can do this and this and this, and this. I also have some monthly goals. I didn't have any monthly goals for April, but I do have some for May. I want to do a little spring cleaning. I want to clean out my closet and clean out my kitchen, get rid of stuff that I don't use, donate, sell, etc, etc. I also want to tour some new apartments. In the month of May, I have to decide if I want to renew my lease at this apartment, and I love living here so much. I'll talk about this and I'll make separate videos about this, don't worry. I'm considering maybe moving to a place that's a little bit cheaper. I love this apartment so much, and I don't want to move here because I don't know if I'll ever be able to find a place that I love as much as this, because I love this apartment, I love the management, I love the location, I love everything about it except for my monthly price. I find out next week how much they're increasing my rent, and my fear is that it's going to be a lot. So I want to tour new apartments, get all my options. If I do decide to move to another apartment, I want to have all my options open and make sure that I've seen every single avenue. Kind of going along with the relationship thing, I want to make an effort to meet new people. I had this realization that I graduated college in May, will be a year. I have not really made any new friends. I've made some loose friends and some acquaintances, but I really have kind of stuck with my college friends and not made any new friends. And I love my friends. I'm not trying to replace them, get rid of them. I just think that I want to branch out more, get out of my comfort zone, make some new friends. I'm in a different phase of my life. I'm now adult, post-grad, blah, blah, blah. I want to start making some friends for this phase of my life. And I think that making friends in your early 20s, post-grad, is really hard. It's really hard to meet people. It's really hard to make a community. I thought it'd be really cool to make a video kind of documenting my process of trying to make new friends in my early 20s, ways that I'm putting myself out there to meet new people. Let me know if you guys want to see that, because I know that it's something that a lot of us struggle with, and I think that it'd be a really cool topic to talk about in a video. And then I want to do 2 things outside of my comfort zone. It could be the smallest little things, but I just want to do something that is like exposure therapy. The other day, this sounds so stupid, the other day I wore an outfit that like typically I would feel really insecure in. I wanted to wear it out, and that was out of my comfort zone. So technically that could be one thing. Maybe like going up to a person and being like, hi, do you want to be friends? I don't know if I would say that if you want to be friends. Going out to dinner with a stranger, going on a date, doing something that stresses me out, that causes me a little bit of anxiety, that's out of my comfort zone. 2 things, once every other week, 2 times a month. I think I can handle that. So those are my goals for the month. I actually am very excited about these goals. I feel like I actually can accomplish them this time. So fingers crossed for me, you guys. I would love to hear your goals. Always comment them down below, and we can support and encourage each other. We got this. Next up on our reset is always cleaning up my apartment. I like to just do a little pickup of this place. It gets pretty messy, and I always like to start off the month with a clean, fresh apartment. I will say though, this month I really want to deep clean my apartment, like I was saying. Mainly we're just gonna do a pickup, but be expecting a deep clean video soon. That will come, because I need to do it. I need to stop pushing it off. I never film here. What do we think? Last but certainly not least, I thought we'd go over my highs and my lows for the month. I love doing this. It's a really great way to reflect on the month. And of course, I'd love to hear your guys' as well. I had my merch launch at the beginning of the month. I launched my like typo crew necks and then the sunset tees, which I love. I wear them all the time. I was so excited. You guys were so supportive and amazing, and it was just so like heartwarming and wonderful, and I was so happy that those finally launched because I had those designs made up for over a year at that point. So I was so happy that they were finally out, and so many of you guys bought them, and it was so nice. I just wanted to say thank you if you bought them, if you didn't buy them, if you couldn't afford them, you didn't want them. The support always means so much to me, whether you buy something or not. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. In April, I had this really fun day with my friend Desiree. This was like one of the highlights of the month for sure. Like it was just a really fun day. It was like a weekend. We went to a spin class in the morning, then we got smoothies together, and then we went grocery shopping and we bought these like really good cookies. We laid out by the pool and we just like talked and just had a great time and watched TV together. Like we just had a really fun day. I feel like looking back at the month, like that was one of my favorite days of the month of this year, honestly, so far. And it was just a simple day where we just had a great time together. If you're watching this by any chance, Desiree, I don't know if you are, but if you are, I had a really fun time with you. It was a really great day. My friend Kiara also came. We were supposed to have like 2 days together. We only ended up having an hour together. She was visiting Arizona to visit one of her friends, and then her flight was earlier than we anticipated it to be, so we got breakfast together instead of spending 2 days together. But I had a really fun time seeing her. She's like one of my like longest childhood friends. I think I was like 14, I think maybe when I met her, so it was so fun seeing her. It's been a few years since we've seen each other last. Let's talk about the lows. April was just like a month that existed. Like it wasn't a great month, it wasn't a bad month, but one of my lows is that I had so much anxiety in the month of April. I felt constantly anxious. I feel like there were things coming at me from like every corner of my life that just caused me to be a ball of anxiety. That wasn't my favorite thing. Another low was that I was supposed to go on a trip to Nashville in April and I didn't end up going. I stand by my decision of not going. The main reason I'm putting it in the low in this is because I lost $500 with like the flight, my portion of the hotel room, excursions that we booked. I lost $500, which was a lot of money. And so that is definitely a low. I still wish I could have gone on that trip to Nashville, but I made the decision not to go, and I stick by the fact that I didn't go. Also, another thing that's a low, Taylor Swift and Joel One broke up. I know you might be like, seriously, you're putting that in this video? Yes, that is a low. I was like, I didn't believe it. My parasocial relationship clearly is a lot stronger than I thought it was, and it made me do some reevaluating. I feel like I had like a secondhand heartbreak. That's so dramatic, and you guys are probably like, seriously? But like, yeah, okay, yeah. I also like to add things that I'm looking forward to. So in the month of May, both of these are question marks, okay? I think I'm going to Vegas. I think I'm going to Memphis. I don't know for sure though for either of those. I'm very curious to see if I end up going to both, to either, to one, to the other. If I am going, I'm looking forward to that. If I'm not going, then just pretend I didn't say anything. I think that's really all that I'm looking forward to in May though. That sounds sad, but like it should be a fun time. Oh, I'm also really excited to figure out for sure if I'm moving out of this apartment or not. I have to give them my 60-day notice in May, so I'm excited to just have an answer of like how much are they going to increase my rent, where will I be living next year. Looking forward to that. So those are my highs and my lows and the things that I'm looking forward to in May. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you want to check out Empower, I will have them linked down below. And I would love to know any of your guys' goals or your highs and lows. I always love hearing whatever I say, like your version of that as well. So I love you guys so much. I hope you had a great April, and I'm so excited to spend May together. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.